What happens when unwavering authenticity clashes with the pressure to conform in today's world? This story shows us, powerfully. A talk show host sat across from the country superstar, smirking as if she already had the upper hand. The audience, sensing the simmering tension, leaned in, eager for what was about to unfold. So the host began, twirling her pen between manicured fingers. "You've had an incredible career in country music. But let's be real. Country music has a bit of a reputation for, let's just say, outdated values. Wouldn't you agree?" The singer didn't flinch. She calmly adjusted her mic, offering a polite, yet subtly challenging smile. "I'd say country music has a reputation for telling real stories," she countered, her voice smooth but firm. "Whether it's about faith, love, or standing up for what you believe in, that's something people connect with." A few claps rippled through the studio, a small wave of support, but the host wasn't done yet. She leaned forward, her eyes narrowed slightly. "Right. But don't you think the industry should move forward? I mean, do we really need more songs about God, trucks, and small-town life?" The audience chuckled, some nodding in agreement, a low hum of anticipation filling the room. But the singer tilted her head slightly, her expression unbothered, a flicker of amusement in her eyes. "Well," she began, her voice laced with a hint of playful defiance, "people sing about what matters to them. I think it's funny how when pop stars sing about their lifestyles, it's artistic expression. But when country artists sing about theirs, it's suddenly a problem." The audience erupted in oohs, a wave of surprise and dawning understanding washing over them. A few even started clapping louder now, a clear shift in allegiance. The host blinked, clearly not expecting that response, her carefully constructed composure momentarily cracking. But she quickly recovered, a smirk tugging at the corner of her lips. Okay, she conceded, trying to regain control. "But let's talk about your personal beliefs. You've been pretty open about your faith. Do you think it's fair to push religious messages in your music, considering not everyone shares your views?" The singer exhaled softly, a sigh of patient endurance. But her eyes never wavered, holding the host's gaze with unwavering intensity. "I think it's fair to sing about what I believe in," she stated, her voice clear and resolute, "just like every other artist does. If someone doesn't like it, they don't have to listen. That's the beauty of freedom." This time, the applause was undeniable, a roar of approval that filled the studio. The host, visibly irritated, her carefully crafted facade crumbling, tried to regain control. All right," she said, her voice tight. "But come on, don't you feel the industry is changing? Fans are looking for a more progressive message. Wouldn't you agree?" The singer's response was immediate, sharp, and to the point. "Music evolves," she stated, her voice gaining strength. "But authenticity never goes out of style. People want real, not forced trends." The crowd cheered even louder, a wave of enthusiastic support washing over the singer. The host, gripping her cue cards now, her knuckles white, was forced to chuckle, a hollow, defeated sound. "Well, let's be honest," she said, resorting to a sarcastic jab. "It's hard to be progressive when you're singing about Jesus take the wheel, right?" The singer took a slow, deliberate sip of her water, then smiled, a genuine knowing smile that radiated confidence. "Funny," she said, her voice dripping with irony. "That song has helped a lot of people through tough times. But hey," she added, spreading her hands in a gesture of mock surrender, "if singing about faith makes me outdated, I guess that's a title I'll wear proudly." The audience roared, a deafening wave of applause and cheers. The host, caught completely off guard, opened her mouth, then closed it again. There was no comeback for that, and just like that, the moment went viral. Within hours, social media exploded. Fans praised the singer for standing her ground, her unwavering conviction resonating with millions. The clip was shared millions of times, a testament to the power of authenticity. One user tweeted, "She just schooled this host with grace and facts. #respect. Another wrote, "She handled that with such class. #role model. Celebrities chimed in, backing the country star. One well-known actor laughed on Instagram Live, saying, "She just served up the classiest shutdown ever. Take notes, folks." The talk show host, now facing massive backlash, a storm of criticism swirling around her, issued a statement. "I respect all artists and their beliefs. My intention was never to offend." But the damage was done. The carefully constructed image of impartiality had been shattered. Meanwhile, the singer, calm as ever, seemingly untouched by the chaos she had unleashed, addressed the controversy with a simple message on social media. "I'll always stand by what I believe, and I'll always respect others' right to do the same. That's what music and life is all about." Her fans rallied behind her, a legion of support solidifying her position. Concert tickets sold out faster than before, a clear indication of her growing popularity. And in a world where celebrities often bend under pressure, she stood tall, a beacon of unwavering self-belief. That's why people loved her. As days passed, the moment continued to gain traction. Talk show panelists debated the exchange, with some praising the singer's resilience, while others, clinging to a fading narrative, defended the host's attempt at a challenging conversation. Yet, one thing was clear. The people had chosen their side. News outlets ran opinion pieces, some calling it a pivotal moment in entertainment history, a turning point in the relationship between artists and the media. The singer, however, remained humble in interviews that followed. She dismissed the controversy with grace, her down-to-earth demeanor further endearing her to fans. "I was just being myself," she said, shrugging slightly. "And I think that's what resonates with people." A journalist covering the event remarked, "It wasn't just about country music. It was about authenticity versus conformity. The host wanted her to fit into a mold, and she refused. That's why this story won't fade away." The host's ratings took a hit. The next few episodes of her show struggled to maintain viewership, as many felt she had been unnecessarily combative, her attempts at creating controversy falling flat. "People don't want to see their favorite artists get ambushed," one media analyst commented. That was quite the moment. The viral clips spread like wildfire, and within days, every social media platform was abuzz. Fans from around the world began flooding the singer's profiles with love, admiration, and a sense of pride. Some saw her poise and composure as an example of what it means to stand tall in the face of adversity, while others found inspiration in the way she didn't let one moment define her. She wasn't just a celebrity. She was a symbol, a representation of staying true to oneself. As the days went by, articles, interviews, and podcasts began to explore the impact of that moment, not just for the singer, but for the industry at large. There was talk of the resurgence of authenticity in an age of curated social media personas. People started asking themselves, had the balance of power between artists and the media shifted? Was it now, finally, possible to challenge the traditional narratives, to break free from the carefully constructed boxes the media often tried to place them in? The conversation was bigger than the incident itself. It was about what it meant for the future of celebrity and media relationships. Industry experts weighed in, and the consensus was clear. The singer had cracked the code. By staying true to herself, she had redefined what it meant to navigate public scrutiny. While other celebrities might crumble under pressure, she had used it to fuel her rise. Her social media following grew exponentially, but it wasn't just the numbers that mattered. It was the engagement. Fans weren't just liking posts or commenting on photos. They were sharing stories of how her resilience had inspired them to push through their own challenges. Parents shared how they played her music for their kids, using her story as an example of how to handle adversity. Young professionals cited her as a role model for staying grounded in their careers, while others saw her as a beacon of hope for those struggling with their mental health. This wasn't just a career boost. This was a cultural moment. The line between artist and fan had blurred, and the connection felt deeper than ever before. At the same time, the media landscape was shifting. Journalists and bloggers who had once been critical of her found themselves backpedaling, writing glowing reviews of her album and acknowledging the strength she had shown. The tone of the interviews became softer, almost apologetic. One major publication ran a feature titled, "How One Moment Changed the Course of an Artist's Career, The Rise of Singer's Name." It was a reflection on how, by simply being herself, the singer had forced the industry to reconsider its approach to fame, scrutiny, and personal boundaries. But the most striking thing was the evolution of the singer herself. She wasn't just riding the wave of success. She was consciously crafting the next steps of her career. She didn't lean into the media frenzy. She focused on what she had always done best, making music. She dove into her creative process with renewed vigor, writing songs that felt more personal than ever before. In interviews, she would say, "I've always known music is my purpose. It's the only thing that keeps me grounded." She began working with a diverse group of collaborators, pushing herself to explore new sounds, while still remaining true to the emotional depth that had initially captured the world's attention. Her next album was a bold departure from her previous work, blending genres in a way that was unexpected, but entirely her own. Critics, once skeptical of her ability to evolve, found themselves in awe of her growth. Meanwhile, the viral moment continued to follow her. Whenever she took the stage, fans would shout out lines from the now famous exchange, and she would smile knowingly. "I'm never going to live that down, am I?" she would joke, acknowledging how it had become a part of her identity. But it didn't define her. It only added to the narrative of her career. In the end, it wasn't just about one viral moment. It was about the story that followed. The singer's story was one of growth, resilience, and unapologetic authenticity. And as the months passed, it became clear that the singer's success wasn't just a flash in the pan. Her authenticity, her refusal to be anything but herself, was something that would last. She had built a foundation that would continue to support her as she expanded into other ventures. Her brand, which once seemed to be just about music, now included fashion collaborations, charitable work, and even an exclusive podcast where she spoke candidly about her journey. Fans who had been drawn to her music were now following her every move, eager to hear her thoughts on everything from personal growth to the state of the world. Through it all, she remained grounded. "I learned early on that fame isn't forever, but the impact you leave behind can last a lifetime," she often said. "I don't want to be remembered for a moment. I want to be remembered for the work I put out into the world." The power of authenticity. Why being yourself is your greatest asset. In a world obsessed with filters, curated feeds, and carefully constructed personas, the story of the country singer who dared to be herself on national television serves as a powerful reminder. Authenticity is your greatest asset. It's not just about being real. It's about having the courage to stand by your beliefs, even when facing pressure to conform. This singer's viral moment wasn't just a lucky break. It was the culmination of years of staying true to her values and her artistic vision. She didn't try to be someone she wasn't to appease a talk show host or to fit into a preconceived notion of what a country star should be. She simply spoke her truth, and that resonated with millions. Here's why authenticity matters, and how you can cultivate it in your own life. Connection. Authenticity fosters genuine connection. When you're being yourself, you attract people who appreciate you for who you are, not who you pretend to be. These connections are deeper, more meaningful, and more fulfilling. Resilience. When you're grounded in your own values, you're less likely to be swayed by external pressures. You have a strong inner compass that guides you, even when faced with criticism or adversity. The singer's unwavering composure during the interview is a perfect example of this. Influence. Authenticity breeds trust. People are more likely to listen to and be influenced by someone who is genuine and transparent. This singer's influence skyrocketed not because she played the media game, but because she refused to. Long-term success. Trends come and go, but authenticity endures. Building a career or a brand on a foundation of genuine self-expression is far more sustainable than trying to chase fleeting popularity. Inner peace, trying to project and carry a false image is draining. It takes mental and emotional energy. Being true to yourself is mentally healthier. How to cultivate your own authenticity. Know yourself. Take time for self-reflection. What are your values? What are your passions? What truly matters to you? Embrace your imperfections. Nobody's perfect. Don't try to hide your flaws. Embrace them as part of what makes you unique. Speak your truth. Don't be afraid to express your opinions, even if they're unpopular. Be respectful, but be honest. Say no. Don't overcommit yourself or agree to things that don't align with your values. It's okay to set boundaries. Surround yourself with authenticity. Seek out people who are genuine and supportive. Avoid those who try to pressure you into being someone you're not. The country singer's story is a powerful testament to the enduring power of authenticity. It's a reminder that in a world that often rewards conformity, the greatest success comes from daring to be yourself. What are your thoughts on the power of authenticity? Share your experiences and insights in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more inspiring stories and valuable life lessons.